I wanted to ask you guys your opinion on two arguments I get a lot from. I talk to a lot of people who aren't as progressive as I am. And the first one is, listen, if we raise the tax rate too high for the wealthy, they'll all just move. They'll all just get out of there. And then, we'll have no tax revenue coming in.
Are they saying they'll move from America?
Yes. This is something I hear all the time.
Okay, and all right. Well, I have a couple of answers to that, but do you want me to address that question?
Sure, I can give you the second one too.
Okay. Go ahead.
So the second one is, listen, if we raise the minimum wage too much, Walmart, these big corporations can handle it, but little mom and pop stores, little small businesses, they won't be able to handle it, and you'll just see more giant corporations owning all the small businesses, owning all the businesses, and all the small businesses will be kicked out.
Well, in terms of the first question, the first one, aside from glibly saying, "Fine, so what?" these super wealthy people, however they're making their money, it doesn't mean that they may personally leave the country in terms of their, and not be subject somehow to income tax, but all of their businesses are going to be here if they are already here. Their business, they don't make their business decision on their personal income taxes. And so we'll tax them here, and that's fine. Then they can't hoard our money. They can hoard somebody else's money. But I would also add, there's very few places that they're going to go around the world and enjoy the standard of living they're having now where they're not going to find that their taxes aren't higher, frankly. Then I would also show them what the tax rate was, the top marginal tax rate was from the 50s into really 1980. And it was at least double what it is now. The highest was 90% for about 10 or 15 years, and then it went down to 75% for every dollar over about $470,000 at that time, which would have been close to $3 million. I would print out, I would go online and get a table of historical top marginal tax rates and say, how many of these people left the country? Because none did. Well, I'm sure some did, but virtually none. There was no mass exodus. And what was the second question?
The second question was about how smaller businesses are going to be affected by an increase in the minimum wage.
Seattle.
Yeah. Well, look at Seattle, but also, the proposals that have been floated in Congress have a gradual minimum wage increase. So it gives businesses like that a time to adjust as the minimum wage gets bigger.
And the fact is, you can go and you can show them data from Seattle, all the restaurants there, right? Presumably mom and pop stores. It did not. None of the predictions, the dire predictions that it was going to cause this mass closing of all these restaurants, that didn't happen, because small mom and pop shops, they rely on people who get the minimum wage for their business. So for every dollar they've got to give, one of their employees, they're getting it back in increased business because people have more money. And labor still, even in the context of a small a mom and pop shop, to the extent that those even exist anymore, labor is generally just not one of their most expensive line items. So that's what I would do when they bring that up.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Appreciate the call. Hey, this video is sponsored by Established Titles. What is Established Titles? It is a fun novelty gift that also helps you preserve some natural woodlands. It's a project based on historic Scottish custom where landowners are referred to as lairds or lords and ladies in English. Title packs give you at least 1 square foot of dedicated land with a unique plot number. So what happens is they plant a tree with every order. They work with global charities, One Tree Planted and Trees for the Future, to support global reforestation efforts. And you get one of these certificates. I'm a lord. I'm also a lady, too. I can be both. There's no reason I can't be. The first 200 people purchasing a title pack using my link will effectively be next to our plot. If you want to become a lord and lady, we can create our own majority report kingdom. So check it out. You can also, on official documents where they use a prefix, you can call yourself Lord or Lady. It makes an amazing last-minute gift. Established Titles is actually running a massive Black Friday sale right now. Plus, if you use the code MAJORITY, you get an additional 10% off. Go to establishedtitles.com/majority to get your gifts now and help support the channel.